Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Freaky Friday. On these episodes, we talk about our real estate business. I'm joined by everyone here that make our business happen every single week. I am joined by Terry Beard, the one and only. How you doing, bro?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
How you doing, bro? I'm doing real good. I'm doing real good. How was your week, Terry?
I'm not even responding to that. That was good. It was a really good week.
No, dude, I'm a little shook because I've seen a side of you this week that I ain't never seen before, and I mean that in the best way. So we'll talk more about that because there's been some interesting happenings this week in the real estate business. So the point of these episodes, guys, is to hopefully demystify the real estate game in general. Right? I think it can be overwhelming for new folks getting into this whole entire world of like, what should I be focused on? What should I be doing? And it's really easy I guess get lost in the sauce.
Sure.
So the point of this podcast is to hopefully show you guys like, hey, we're real people, we're regular people doing the thing,
Just trying to make it work.
just trying to make it work, make some money along the way too, which we are here most certainly to make money. So Joe, what's up, bro? How are you? Also joined by the one and only Joe Abeda.
I'm good, man. It's been a good week, good long week. I'm super happy for it to be the weekend.
A little different sound this week. Hey, that's
Whoa.
the ups and downs of what we do over here for sure.
Real estate, you're not always on a super high all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be. That's what I love about it.
You wouldn't enjoy the high as much.
Yeah, and
if it was always high.
yeah, and everyone would like. This isn't easy. Not everyone could do it if it was this easy. So
It's definitely not easy. But at the same time, it can be very rewarding when it does work out. And then you're like, oh shoot, I remember why I'm doing this now.
100%.
So
100%.
I don't know, man. So give me some wins of your week, Joe. What's popping, man? How was it?
Yeah, so some personal wins. Just getting into wrestling season. I coach wrestling, so super happy for junior high season to start. I am the head junior high coach at one of the clubs I coach at. So I'm super happy for that to start.
Let's
That was really good.
bro.
Congrats,
Do you,
bro.
Yeah. So that was awesome. But
you beat up the kids on the mat?
yeah, it's awesome beating up, little kids. I love it. But no,
Mhm.
no, it's awesome. I really love the kids. We have a good group of kids, awesome parents, and
You hear that, guys? Make sure to join the Booster Club. $25 donation will go a long way.
Go a long
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Support
Yeah.
his team.
Yeah, you guys
They
need
travel.
you guys need some
So.
good tax write-offs. Hit me up. Hit my DMs.
Right, and you get like a coupon book.
Oh yeah. Oh
Right?
yeah.
You get the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So, Joe, I think wrestling is going to help balance you out a little bit because you can take the frustrations of the week in real estate. You start tossing these kids around. You know,
Oh
that realtor told me no.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, but that's true. It's a good distraction. Even with we have to have our vices.
Yeah, yeah.
We have to have
We
our
have
little
to
things
have
to get
vices.
away. I don't mean vices in a bad
Tell me
way.
more.
But we have to be able to escape. So one thing-
Escape what, Joe? What we escaping?
escape all the craziness in life. Everyone needs to get away. For me, a big thing is jujitsu. So I train jujitsu strictly as just for fun, and it's a good thing for me to escape and stop thinking about real estate.
Are we
'cause-
gonna do a jiu-jitsu tournament or what?
Yeah, we're gonna
It's
do
like
a
fishing.
big dog
Uh-huh.
tournament.
A big dog tournament.
You go fishing.
I would like to see you go
speak
head to head with
yourself.
Roger. It's some
Ooh.
jiu-jitsu,
There's been some tension building today, so I would
some
love to see it.
technique. See that leg sweep? Hey,
Big-
big dogs can fall too.
Hey,
That's right.
little dogs can bite as well.
Hey,
yo. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun to see.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should do that. Our next team building outing, we should do something. We can't wrestle. We all can't get out there and wrestle. Adriana's pregnant, for God's sake, and I don't want to wrestle Hosa. He messed
Oh,
somebody up.
God.
Hosa
I'm
is built like
scared
a
to fight Hosa.
yeah. That dude
We
is
love
huge.
Hosa, though. Hosa's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's a
This is great.
kind giant. So I guess you're saying what your wins were for the week. You say it was just like getting some more repetitions in, Joe. Like what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, some wins that we talk about is for me is definitely just getting these systems in place. We've been changing it up quite a bit, and
Trying to find what sticks.
yeah, trying to find stuff that sticks, and we're really refining stuff, I think, now. And I think definitely is putting people in places that set everyone up for success in the team one thing that we have been working a ton is just communication, because this business is so complex, and it's so complex, but the importance of detail for each client and each seller is key. So
Right. It's not like we're selling a t-shirt to everybody and it's the same shirt always. That's easy. Like it's one SKU. They buy a black shirt, you ship out the shirt. Right. With real estate, and I was talking to Kyle about this, it's every single person is very unique. Every single person's file is unique. Every single seller, every single agent has a unique circumstance, right? Maybe not as unique as like something we never seen before, but they're all like no handful of files that are in escrow at one time are all the same, right? They all have their own unique challenges. So, and that's what one of the biggest challenges of scaling your real estate business is you have to have skilled people like you guys that are able to ninja their way through different situations, right? And I think that's also one of the biggest challenges with acquisition, you know. It's like how do you it's not just as easy as like, oh, we're just going to do a bunch of advertisements and we're going to have a bunch of people who want us to sell us their house at a discount. It doesn't work like that. There's a lot of cat and mouse. There's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of follow up. And that's where the systems come in play. And the system can definitely get out of hand really quick, especially as you go to scale. You have a lot of people. I think we're experiencing some of that this week with the amount of leads that the virtual reps are sending over. It's a lot of people. Now, when we go creative, because that's our main pitch, a lot of people come into our world are like, wait, what are you talking about? And then they say no, right? So how are you dealing with as many no's as you're dealing with this week? Other than wanting to get to wrestling practice as soon as possible.
No, I mean, I think the no's are important, and really when I'm hearing a no, it's, well, what's the reason for no? Is it just because they don't like that idea, or they don't feel comfortable with it, or like,
Yeah.
is it actually not possible? That's really what I'm trying to dig to, because
It's very seldom actually not possible. It's always possible.
it is always
They just
possible.
don't want it to
Yeah.
be that way.
I mean, Roger was working with a kind gentleman. His name was Melvin, and he thought he had it all figured out too, right, Roger? And he didn't want our offer. Like, tell everybody the story on that one just real quick. Pull that microphone around. So he said no.
Is this on now?
Yeah, so
Yeah, so we had reached out to Melvin a couple times,
mm-hmm.
and just every time, just like, no, like they're not going to take this. I think we're going to pass right now. And then
Because he thought he was just going to sell it. He's like,
yeah,
yeah,
because the seller had the properties. It's been on a total for 150 days.
uh-huh.
They got a new realtor, and this is the new realtor. So we must have touched them like when it first got the new listing. He was like, "Oh no, I got it." Called again, "No, I got it still." And then he reached back out to Adriana and was like, "What does it look like exactly?" And then we had sent over the original kind of offer, like it written out, and he was like, "Okay, no, they still don't want this." And then we, like a couple weeks later after that, they're like, "Yeah, they're ready to take your offer." So,
Dang.
Follow up.
So that's the challenge in real estate is like being on top of that kind of follow up is tough because you got to also focus on the people you got to have the first couple conversations with today. Also knowing that typically these deals take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 conversations, right? Especially when you're educating someone. Like this is a brand new concept. So, Terry, like what you have been thrust in the role. So, everybody who are just now watching or hopping in, we have put Terry here in the position of head sales manager. So, he is the closer. Yay, driver's seat. We put him in to close deals because, I mean, if you guys watched our 3-hour live in the Facebook group, or maybe you watched the 13-hour live last week, he has a natural gift of just talking to people, but there is challenges along the way as you learn the details. How has it been this week? Because you came in pretty fired up. I think you scared the rest of the office. Your first day back, you flung the door open, and I think Kyle almost fell back. Adriana had a heart attack. It was a
He
little,
said he had to pick up his
yeah.
what he had going on.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. It was a weird, I first off, it is great, and I appreciate you guys having the faith in me
Yep.
to do this. And I don't know, it was one of those things to where I got a lot of people depending on me doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, pardon my language, but just
Hey.
getting the job done.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Who here is watching has people depending on them to get their shit together? How many people watching right now? You have family, friends, people that are counting on you to make it happen.
so
Is Terry the only one? I know that can't be the case.
and I don't know. I got like a jolt of energy, and I realized, like, honestly, it feels like I was made to do this.
Mm.
Like, and it feels so naturally easy,
Mm-hmm.
and where I can.
Isn't that great when you find something in life that you can make money doing and it's easy?
It's crazy because the first time I called somebody on the phone, I was just pretty shook. I was like, okay,
Pretty shook.
I've never done sales or anything
Yeah.
like that, and I was like, wait a minute. I thought like I have like 20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I was like, dude, that was so easy. And then next thing you know, I was struggling with doing the whole REI reply thing. You was on my neck about the follow-ups and stuff, which I'm still trying to get better at. But then I don't know. And then you're like, all right, I need you to just pick it up.
Yeah.
I need you to take a big role here. You're gonna have to really pick up what you're doing. And I think I did. All together, I'm still learning. Roger watched me try to fill out a contract today. He was laughing the whole time. But it's I'm learning how to do it.
Where do you put the numbers?
But we did that. Shout out Brandon. We got one. And I don't know. It's been a good week. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed doing everything. The challenges have been awesome. Like even the challenges are fun. So that's when you're kind of doing something you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get Joe some stuff on the line here. I'm fired up. We have a great team here, and everybody does a great job. And I think the sky's the limit for what we got going on for sure.
Yeah. But with that, I think it's a lot to say, like doing something that you feel like you've been gifted, that you feel like this is like something very natural for you. And I feel like a piece of me is like, I wonder just how far you can take it,
I want
This
to
is
take
gonna
it
be
as
an-
far as I can.
This is going to be an interesting journey for sure. Just for me to like see it on this side. It's just like, man, I want to see how far you take this. Because like honestly, a combination of, and it's giving everyone else a lot of, like confidence too. Like a combination of you and David. So you guys haven't, maybe David was on like the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
David is
David the engineer.
David the engineer.
Yep.
He was, he's very systematic, very detail oriented, very organized person.
And I'm the opposite.
Like
of that,
you
really.
pair that kind of person on this position with like you on this side, just to make sure everyone stays in check with submitting their dang into shift reports and all the things in between. Having that level of accountability with the natural skill set, I think it makes for a good combination. So you guys, like if you're missing this in your business, or maybe you're doing all the things, I will implore you to find someone who is your opposite, right? Because there's different roles that are important in a real estate business, and the roles require different personalities, right? David hated talking to people, but he did it because he's going to make it happen here regardless, right? But he's more along the lines of he wants to do the other stuff that honestly would give me brain damage. I don't like the stuff that he loves, right? But finding someone who that is their zone of genius, that's how you have a winning company.
It's a winning team.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you need to have the person who has the ball and can score the points. You need the 6th man of the year, the guy to come off the bench.
You need a great defender.
You need a great defender. You need all the stuff. So it's like putting together a team is honestly like one of the coolest things that I didn't even think that wasn't what I thought. Getting into business and doing real estate, that was not like ever on my radar. But like that is something that I've really come to enjoy is team building, culture, and like building up, putting people in the right places. And I know whenever we brought you over to do sales, has anyone else ever been in such an uncomfortable position, but you knew that it was going to help you grow? I know that was basically you when I told you needed to make sales calls.
Honestly, well, first off, I first got in here and just listening to Roger every day on the phones and kind of what, how he does went about it, being right across from him has helped me out drastically. And then once I kind
what a
of
blessing that was. Like honestly, you sat there for a while and you were doing like dispo and looking.
I was
at
doing
leads.
like appraisal. I would appraisal and I would do some. I would see how much a home was worth.
But you got to listen to Roger a lot.
It was great, and I don't know. I just feel like seriously, the sky's the limit for what we can do here. The rain, like it's almost like the chains are off.
Yeah,
and we're about to really get after it. And it's been fun. Like today, even between me sending out a contract and calling people, me and Joe were in here. We were running down his list. We're trying to find something.
Yep.
And we sat here all day trying to find something.
Well,
We did
that's-
not waste a minute of our
Well, there
day.
you go. That's the question right there. As a salesperson or as a business owner, the question you got to ask yourself every single day is like, where is my next money coming from?
Right.
Where is my next deal coming from in this particular line of business? And that helps you as as a person going out. You guys are tied to revenue, right? And that's the place you want to be. Well, as you go out and like my main job today is to go hunt and to go find places to make money. It helps you identify your lowest hanging fruit. Because make no mistake about it, you want to pick from where the tree is. You want to be able to grab the fruit that's at the bottom before you're trying to be like, all right, let me go into my monthly follow up. You want to find the people that these are the deals today.
Sometimes they're
Right.
going to fall in your lap. Sometimes you got to grind and go get it.
Mhm.
So, definitely being able to,
Well, the ones that fall in your lap come from the grinding.
right, for sure. Putting in the legwork in the beginning.
Yeah.
And like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I talked to that person.
Come on.
Come on now. What's going on with that? But I don't know. It's been a lot of great phone calls. That's one of the things I seem to be able to do in this stuff is yes, no, maybe, okay, tomorrow. They're still leaving on a good note.
Yeah.
You got to leave on a good note, establish some connection with these people. These people remember who I am moving forward, and remember, Joe, and they remember people. That's the biggest thing is that's why I told a guy today on the phone. I called just kind of one of those normal leads that kind of came through, and it was a gentleman named Mike from North Carolina, and
we got a lot of mics
in the beginning of the call. It was a straight up no, nah, dude, my clients need their money now. And then I kept him on the phone for another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I explained to him what we do. Why? Okay, well, he might need his money, but I had a guy the other day that just needed all his money. But we
Right.
still worked the deal out with him.
Right.
And I made that make sense to him. And then he kept going, oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He goes, well, I mean, I'll run it by him and see.
Right.
He goes, but maybe.
But it went from a hard no.
But I went from a complete, nah, dude, why are we talking right now? And I was just joking about the rain and, Friday, what are we doing working on Fridays, whatever.
It's Veterans Day, brother. Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I'm like, dude, I'm like, Mr. Mike, we can find something where we would work for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got a bunch of listings. There's a bunch of homes up. Everybody has a lot of stock. Yeah. Let's get you paid. Let's find out where we would be a best fit, and let's go forward. And he's like, dude, I look forward to speaking with your future, sir. But it's like that right there. You go from somebody who was a straight up hard no to possibly, whatever comes of that,
right.
Whether it be that property or another property or a property a year from now.
Right.
But if everybody you have a contact with leaves with that mentality, how are you not going to succeed?
That's true. It's very true.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, treating our business, I say this all the time, how many of us want to be in real estate in 3 months? You guys that are watching, how many of you guys want to be doing full-time real estate in 6 months? Put a yes in the comment section if you guys want to be doing real estate in the next 6 months. How about 9 months? How about 12 months? Right? How many of you guys want to be doing real estate for the rest of your life? Right? And I'm in that boat. I love what we do. Just like what you're saying, Terry. It's like I feel like of all things, like this has suited me really, really well because like talking to people and I like, something that I can make predictable. And, real estate is such a great vehicle because you're dealing with more real estate, baby. What's up, Brandon? You're dealing with the most expensive assets that someone can own. So by the way, guys, if you're not in the Facebook group, please join the Facebook group. We just did our first collaboration event.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too. That was dope. But at the end of the day, it's like we want to be in this business for a long time, and most people just don't treat their business that way, right? It's very transactional. It's like, oh, sorry, Brandon, we can't do a deal today. All right, I'm gonna keep calling because there's more people to call. It's like, no, how can I squeeze out every single relationship? Because these people that are real estate professionals, these are our people, right? I can sit there and talk about real estate all night. I love, and I guarantee the other person on the other side of the phone as a real estate professional, they're probably the same. They hear somebody talking about the housing market. They hear somebody talk, they want to have the conversation. How can I have more of those people in my network that can pay me over a lifetime of like giving value to each other? And we start the relationship off with providing value, right? We're not we would love to be their buyer, but a lot of times we're not their buyer. A lot of times we're not a good fit on this one. But how can I exchange value to you up front? This is how we buy properties. Look, there's more people just like us buying properties like we're buying them. Here's some upfront value. They start understanding this kind of stuff, and they're like,
Exactly.
"Holy crap! The world is opening up to a whole different world that I've never seen before." As a traditional agent of 3 and 6%, or just getting my listing agent
But
commission.
and that's having great conversation with his agent to go, oh my gosh, this I can really get paid. Like I can make some serious money as a real estate agent, where this would be a dead
Yeah.
listing and it would just let it expire. I want to get my monies out of grinding it for 150 days.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling these people.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're trying to. It's a win-win-win. It's
Yeah.
a win across the
And they
board for
still send
everybody.
us off-market cash deals.
Yeah.
I start seeing some of the text messages coming through.
Yep.
And there's like some guy in Alabama sending us, "Hey, I got this listing about to hit the market. This is the asking price. What do you want? What do you think about it?"
Right.
And I'm like, "I've never met you, but this is great." Now we're in the Rolodex of
His
like,
name
"Hey,
is
they're in
Lee?
hey, maybe I don't know, but like we're in the Rolodex of bringing in those
Right.
opportunities, and it didn't cost us anything to do that."
I told Brandon.
Other than time.
I've been telling him we've been grinding away at a lot of stuff. I said, dude, we're so close. I said, seriously, we are so close. And I'm like, it's almost like we're about to break through the ceiling that we have. And lo and behold, we found one. We got it done. We sent out the contract today. They're reviewing it. Everything's great on that one. And that's our first one together.
Yeah.
First of many.
Come on, Brandon.
First of
I
many.
got some sort of email invite for some sort of deal review.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Brandon, what's up with that? Some sort of deal invite for a property in Utah. Hit me up about that.
Oh yeah, we have a call with those guys from Utah next week.
Cool. Let's do some deals.
So
So
many
many more to come.
Yes,
Brandon, y'all.
sir.
Hey, you and Paige, y'all both need to come out here to Phoenix and
They
come
said they're
hang
gonna
out.
Fly out for sure.
Yeah. So we got deals in Florida. I'm looking here. We got deals in Texas. We got one in Arizona. We got
My
bro,
notepad
your
is
notepad. What is this?
Bro, it's a chaos.
You know,
but I know what
Part of
I
the
got going on.
system when you're training someone is they need to use the CRM and use the processes in place.
Don't listen to them.
How is anyone else on the team supposed to know any of this?
Hey, give me back my stuff, okay? There's a lot of money in here.
That's a
Right?
lot of money in here.
Seriously. But no.
How are we supposed to know what's on that notepad,
You know,
Terry?
this is for me to know.
That is not a scale.
Look, that's from making some food the other day.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
See,
I have
everybody.
notes.
Yeah,
and
Brandon says Paige is my CRM. Oh my
I told
gosh.
you. See, Brandon
Hey,
knows what's
y'all
up.
need to get with the system. What's the point of spending all this money on automations if y'all ain't using the CRM? I love it. I love it.
All right, so this one
But
we have.
yeah, we
we
got
got
quite
a
a few,
couple.
y'all. We got quite a few. So the main point I say of all this is relationship first, value first. It's how we approach foreclosures. So when we tell you guys like we're working with foreclosures, but we try
Right.
to like, hey, how can we help save this person? How can we help save this person for foreclosure? How can we help save
Yeah.
their home? It's value first. You end up getting the Amy's of the world that call you back 3 years later, and it's
Right.
like, hey, you knocked on my door in 2019,
Mhm.
right? It's like, holy crap, I forgot about that. How'd you remember me? Right? It's the impact you leave. It's and honestly, I was not good following up with that one, but she still thought about me. So I'm just saying, like, what if there's so many more relationships I missed out on because I didn't follow up? I didn't consistently check in. A lot of that can be automated through the CRM. So shout out REI Reply if you guys are not on that platform. REI Reply /Matt. Get a similar build out to what we have.
You know what's crazy?
What?
We got a lead.
Uh-huh.
I got a lead yesterday. From Adriana gets it, calls it,
Mm-hmm.
gives it to me yesterday.
Okay.
We're close to getting them to sign in 2 days.
Isn't that crazy? But that
So-
isn't how it always is.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it can be that way. Though.
It can
just
be.
grind it instead of going, hey,
Like, and
we'll call
literally,
this
like,
next week. We call them right now. That's like we had a conversation when you had somebody call you at lunch. That was a very important phone call,
It
and you
was.
took it.
Yeah.
You went outside and you took it. Just always, you never know
18
what's going to happen.
18 player. And like honestly, like it's so crazy that a lot of us are just one deal away from just a totally different life. Like
Mhm.
that one phone call, that one contract to get to close that can change everything for you. Whether that be you working a really good job and you're trying to go full time into real estate
And you need that bump.
and you need that bump, or you just want to see it work for you. You want to see a check that has your name on it, right? That's a pretty powerful moment. That changed my life, honestly. When I first got my first check, it said Matthew Beard on it. It was $12K. Like I was like, holy crap, this can work. Because I remember my first ever opportunity fell through,
Mhm.
and I felt like there's no more deals.
Mhm.
I had it almost to the finish line, and I realized that I had not even got the right signature, and they resold it to someone else. And I was like, "What?" Because I'd call mom. I was like, "Hey, mom," because I quit appraising, and I just got into the wholesaling side. I'm like, "Hey, this is crazy. I just started doing this 3 days ago, and I think I'm going to make 14 grand. This is going to be crazy." And I was so excited. And then that night, I realized that I lost a deal. And then in my mind, I'm just like, I just lost 14 grand,
Right.
and I thought there weren't going to be any more deals. And I told Cody, and Cody's like, yeah, there's going to be more deals. There's always more. I'm like, there is no more deals. This is all that's out there. There's no more. But like, you realize that, you got to keep going. It sounds cliche, but you keep working. You're literally, if you're just consistent and you don't give up, it's going to work out. And then after 3 weeks of knocking on doors, I got my first deal, got it to close, made 12 grand. And it wasn't necessarily just the money. It was a lot of money, but it was the fact that I was like, okay,
You did this.
I
It's
did
possible.
this, and I can do it again and again and again and again. Right. And then you get kind of obsessed with it, because once you start to see something work, then you're like, why would I do anything else?
Mhm.
So that's what I want for you guys.
Dude, I got up this morning and I was like, let's go get these deals.
Let's go get these deals.
Like, they're out there, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I love it. I love it. Brandon says, the potential money is awesome, but the best thing are the people. I'm an engineer by day, and let me tell you, real estate is way more fun. What are you telling me? You telling me the people that you work with at wherever you work and be
Boeing.
an engineer, Boeing,
engineer.
they're not just amazing, fun, funny individuals? Are they boring?
No, then he listens to me and was like, dude, you sound like complete opposite of anything I've ever heard before.
You're like,
They're like, what's up? What do you got going on?
So wait a second, Terry?
That's me. One and only.
You're closing deals? Wait a second.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Hey, Brandon, ain't that the truth? Brandon, do you have anybody else in your life just like Terry? I would venture to say no. I would venture to say that's not a thing. He says at work, there's no personality. I love it. I love it. I saw Tim had a question up here. Anyone know someone in Albuquerque contact who needs REI work put in? I have batch leads and finding buyers first. So some Albuquerque, just to be clear, Tim, you look for like Albuquerque leads, like you're gonna help close them. Let us know. We'll try to connect you with somebody for sure. I know I think Dan Keano is up there in Albuquerque, so he may be able to help you too. So I don't know. This is a big jump. Anytime you go into an acquisition role, you have a lot of people counting on you. I mean, how do
What
you
do you
feel?
think?
How do you feel about that pressure?
Oh, I'm ready. I love the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me like, honestly, the more pressure. I mean, you know me. You boys the last shot maker.
Oh my
When we
god!
play 21.
See, you can't go. I remember as a kid playing basketball with you. He's like, Matt, some people are scorers and some people are defenders or whatever. You tell him, he's
I
like,
put the ball in the net.
yeah.
Some people
I'm
just miss
just
the
try.
last
I'm gonna
shot.
try harder.
You know, I want that ball.
Yeah,
Hit that 3 for the game winner. You know, I'm taking it.
yeah.
So,
But
I
then
enjoy
most
that,
of the time you missed,
Matt,
and we didn't win the game.
he's
So.
lying. He's clearly lying. No, but
Yeah.
but I don't know. I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the pressure. I enjoy the connections and people and talking. And so I've been having fun time with you guys. You and Adriana, we've been killing it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just think you like working with people. Terry's like, I want to be able to manage people. I want to be able to have folks work with me. And
That's what I told you a long time ago.
Yeah, he did. And I'm like, look, go out there and comp some more properties.
That's what he said. Go comp these 20
Go
properties.
comp these 20 properties and shut up. I'm just kidding.
So Joe, what do you think? How has the week been with working with me?
It's been great. I mean, I know we kind of talk about it, like pressure. I always say this, like pressure creates diamonds. Like that's what we got to
Dang, you
do.
calling
and-
Terry a diamond?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Terry's a diamond in the rough. No, but really, like we talk about it, like we're gonna find a way to do it. If you need to do it, you're gonna find a way.
Yeah,
And that's what we're doing. We're finding a way to get these deals, and and even creating those relationships. We know that's what we have to do. And honestly, like kind of being with Terry, I was at first like, oh my gosh, these listing agents are terrible. Like it was just horrible. And then we kind of talked about like think about like how they're gonna think of you in a couple months from now. Are they gonna call you back after that conversation you had? And just kind of being with Terry and feeding off of that, it's been awesome. So
Good energy.
yeah, good energy, good vibes.
You had to go home for a little bit to get this energy up.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think when I really knew I really liked doing it is I would have like one good conversation, Joe, and I'd call Matt.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, I mean, we ain't got a deal, but let me tell you,
You
what
have
was
never called me more in our lives as
I know.
brothers. We would go years sometimes and talk 3 times
Yeah.
in a year.
real.
You're calling me like 10 times a day.
I'm like, let me tell you what I just told this.
Hey,
You
and
know, that's what I know about
I answered
So
your
very
calls
I know.
because I know that you have something good to say.
Exactly. So, but no, it's been, dude, honestly, I couldn't ask for anything more. Y'all guys have helped me out drastically. Like the team has been great and just learning, man. And that's
Yeah.
what I say to everybody. Just hang in there. You figure it out. Figure out what you do best. And there's some stuff that naturally you can't do everything the best. You can work at it. You can continue to plug away at it.
Yeah.
But do what you do best, the best.
Right.
And keep going.
Well, I think too, it's connections, right? I think having someone that's what's interesting. I was telling Frank about this. I was talking to Kyle about it. It's like you don't need to know everybody, right? But you're one good connection away from the missing link in your life or in your business. Like Brandon linking up with Terry, getting his first deal, like that's an amazing thing, right?
Right.
Being able to have that one connection. Like you don't need to know somebody who can do floors. Like when you're doing a fix and flip, you don't need to know someone who can do the floors, the tile, the carpet, the roof, the paint, everything. You just need to know one foreman, right? Who
It's-
has a crew.
And just like on the connections, and you
Mhm.
never know where it's going to come from.
You don't.
We called that completely dead lead. She left the listing in Jacksonville for him. I'm like, let's just call her and see where. And she was pissed.
Yeah.
She was not happy about the owner and about
Uh-huh.
that property.
Uh-huh.
But I sat there and we talked to her for like 20 minutes, and I made her laugh at the end.
Uh-huh.
And turns out she is a giant fix and flipper in Jacksonville.
Uh-huh.
She said if we ever have anything in Jacksonville that fix and flips, she will buy it, or she knows for sure somebody will buy it.
Dang.
So we can get. She said any fix and
Look at
flip
that
stuff
connection.
comes across your table,
Yeah.
we'll take it, and we'll give y'all a fee for it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay,
That's fire.
So I was
Seriously.
like-
And like even that's what we talk about. Like not and we were talking about this on the 13-hour live stream. Like people don't remember what exact information we were telling them, or like, okay, this is the reason why it affects this DTI, or this is why the reason we can only come up this amount. Like they don't really remember that. What they truly remember, and this is sales in general, they remember how you make them feel. Like Matt, when he door knocked on Amy's door 2 years ago, she didn't remember all the fine details he was talking about, how to save her home, all this and that.
she made me feel comfortable.
She
remembers how
she remembered
Matt made her
how Matt made her feel and how he came from a true perspective of wanting to help and be there for her and be there as like a resource. That's what we're trying to provide to these agents. So that's
Yeah.
the mindset we have to go into all calls, whether
Bro.
you're talking seller, agent, whatever.
Yes. Yes. And that's freaking exciting to know like one connection in a market. Some people are like, well, how do I go into a market? How do I pick my market? It's like, go build some relationships in those markets where you create an unfair advantage. It's like, how do you make sure that you can't lose? Is you stay connected with amazing people that are making shit happen, period. Right? In our markets that we move into, that's the reason why I want to get to know these agents, not so they just bring us deals, because they can probably connect us. Hell, even next week, we're talking to this guy, Mike. We're buying his listing. And then Mike's like, okay, this is super interesting because I have other agents. How many agents work with Mike?
He said he has 20 under him in his firm.
He has 20 other agents that work with him in his firm that he wants us to do a Zoom with them next week to explain what we're doing.
To
Right?
all of them. And we're about to close the deal with Mike. He's already linked me up with his other agent buddy, his other agent friend. I already talked to her. We're about to get a deal with her in one day.
One
Literally.
day.
So
One day.
you just literally never know. Honestly,
You don't.
you never know where it's going to come from. Just do you, be
Yeah.
you. And
We're
everything
trying-
else will work
yeah.
itself out.
We're trying to build these relationships at scale.
Right.
It's a little bit of a challenge because like you're talking to so many agents and you're trying to say like, how do I stay in front of them top of mind? But like, again, even when someone says no, take it as not right now. When someone says maybe, or this isn't going to work, I'm just like, okay, well, what's kind of on your mind? What do you think is
Let's figure out
what's the biggest challenges with something that we're presenting? Right. It's how can we provide value? And then naturally people want to reciprocate that in general.
there's an answer to everything.
Yeah.
You just
There
got
you
to
go.
find the key. I mean, everything's locked behind something.
There's a line Terry said last week. He goes, there's never a bad time to have a good conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
I like
Put it on a
talk-
t-shirt.
I like talking to people. I like talking to people, and honestly, people want to they want to talk about whatever.
Yeah.
You know, just find out what they want to talk about, let them run with it a little bit, and then circle back to what
That's
you're
because they're
here for.
having the same conversation with a million people.
So many people, so like da 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 da.
Okay, tell
Oh,
me about the
da, da,
house.
da, da, da.
3 bed, 2 bath. Got it. Age of the roof,
What's
AC. Okay. Okay. So your client's asking how much? Do
Right.
you think is that number negotiable? Like they're used to the same
Yeah.
conversation over and over. How can we get to know them?
I think that's another thing that agents kind of feel uncomfortable with. It's like, well, what's when we're asking like, okay, so what's the seller situation? They're like, whoa, wait, like what's wrong with you guys? Like they're like we're like trying to figure out, okay, where are they trying to go? How do we help them get there?
Mhm,
What
right.
issues are they having? How do we help solve those issues?
Right.
They don't hear that from nobody else. So it's
Right.
like
That's what my first thing is like, hey, what's going on with the property? So how's the listing process been for you guys?
Yeah.
And then see they've been like, you know, we've had it up for blah blah blah, whatever, however that goes. And you're like, okay, so does your clients currently live in the property? Like, what's going on with them?
Yeah.
like why does that
These
matter?
are different questions than bath count and how much this would be and house square footage and what's
For
the overall.
real.
You know what I'm saying? These are completely
real.
different conversations. So you're automatically pulling them in there.
Yeah.
And then you go, well, let me tell you a little bit about what we got going.
Yeah.
You know,
100%. And then even getting to know the agent's person, it's like, so what's the biggest challenge with it, with the listing? Are they letting you guys come in and do any showings? Like, what's the situation been like? And getting from their perspective too, and trying to build their relationship there. So, I don't know. I just think it's interesting that you can make these points of contact, and we don't ever know where they're going to go, but you end up getting a mic, and you get these other agents in different markets. So where it's so interesting to me that a lot of the students we talk to, because shout out right now is Sub 2 Mastermind. So I stepped out to do this today, and then Saturday, Sunday is Sub 2 Mastermind. And I've already started talking to these students that are in there. And one of the questions that I got today was, how do you get an agent to hear you out on creative terms? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
It's how you approach it. It's like, there's no like sweet words that you're going to
Right.
seduce someone into hearing you out on seller finance.
when I honestly, how
Yeah.
how I've been having some success with it is, I go, you know, we do things differently. You know, we do offer some creative stuff, and creative meaning we do a lot of our stuff with, you know, owner financing and stuff. And I don't even let them have a word. You know, I immediately go, now I know when you hear that, you want to go and hang up on me. But don't. Now hear me out.
Oh, no.
You know, and they laugh and they chuckle or whatever, you know. Like bring some light to it, because I'm sure they hear a lot of BS every day.
Yeah, they
That
do.
phone is blown up with nothing but garbage.
Yeah.
And stand out and be a little different and then be like,
Yeah, it's
So
like,
what's-
can they remember you by how you made them feel?
Mhm.
What was unique about you?
Yep.
Other than a little Southern twang when you get on the phone, but it's how you make them feel.
Yep.
I love
And
that.
That's cool. Seriously though, this has been a really good week. I think it's been a really good week all around for everybody. I know, you know, like I said, Joe, you might have a tough day today, but guess what? Monday's gonna come around and we're gonna have a great day.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not even stressing about it. Honestly,
And we getting deals tomorrow too, so it's not
honestly,
like
it's Saturday. We're getting deals tomorrow. We're gonna
Yeah.
do it Sunday, Monday. You're every day.
hey, it's wartime right now. So, and that sounds cheesy and corny, but the reality is, in these kind of times when there's a tremendous amount of market turmoil, there's a lot of people freaking out. Like we even had agents come into the office. Shout out to the key seekers, but there's a lot of agents even within that group that are like, man, it's tough right now. It's hard. And like for us, and how honestly, this is how it is always going to be, because we're on this side of being an investor. We're always able to tweak and make changes to our business model. We're not affected by that. Like we're always like, life is good. What are you
We're
talking
doing
about? This
great.
is great. Like this is the best opportunity ever. There's never been a better time to get in real estate. But for a lot of agents, they're like, I'm about to get a job. Literally, I was talking to a mortgage broker today at the mastermind. He's like, yeah, everybody that I work with are quitting. They're all going to get jobs. Everyone, there's so many people leaving my company right now to go get a job because the loan officers, there's no one originating loans. Right?
Literally in Rock Hill, one of my buddies' stepmom, her entire mortgage team got laid off, including her. And she was
Yeah.
working there for like 30 years.
Yeah. It's no joke. No one can get a mortgage.
Right.
Now, shout out, Dow just popped off yesterday, and the mortgage rates just dropped like 1.25 points. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
But still, to that, just because of inflation, but like, still, there's so many people right now that are like, I got to go do something else. They're feeling defeated. That's a real thing. Like it's kind of embarrassing to have that conversation with your family around the holidays, being like, there's no more work for me. right? And a lot of people get so much freaking backlash for being in real estate in general. I got so much shit being in real estate in the beginning, from the powers that be and other family members,
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, so are you gonna go back to school?"
You ain't selling chicken.
So
And that's what my side of the family
yeah,
would say.
yeah.
Wait, you don't want to do restaurant stuff?
Yeah, they're like,
Or wait, you don't want to go to college?
so I go to these Christmas parties with, Mallory's family.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Oh, so Matt, what do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, so I'm in real estate." They're like, "Oh, are you thinking about going back to school?" Or, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my mind," because no one took it serious. And then even to this day, they're asked like, "What is it that you do?" I'm kind of confused. I'm like, "I do real estate stuff." And I don't mean listing houses, but it's like, I just leave it at that because it's too confusing to explain. And, with people right now that are going out and having to like have those tough conversations, it's almost like the rest of their family is going to be like, "Told you so," So how can we keep them in the game? How can we equip them with more tools, not for us, but
Mhm.
for them?
Yep.
That's
That's why I say I keep using the word pivot in a lot of my conversations, and I
Mm.
also go, just how we're pivoting. We're finding the agents are having to pivot
right.
and find another route of selling a home. And then they're like, "Yeah, it's tough out here." I'm like, "Well, we can be those people
Yeah.
to get you your money, to get your clients onto the next thing. That just because it's not ideally, here's your $400,000 for this $400,000 property anymore. Guess what? What's the equity? What's the payment structure looks like? How much mortgage is in it?
Right.
What do they want? There's so many there's so many nuggets that you can spin out of one thing. And there's so many tipping points to where you just run through them. And eventually one's going to be like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Well, you can equate this like being at church. You can equate this to being at a conference. Maybe you guys are watching a YouTube video and you kind of zone out with whatever you're listening to.
Next thing there's something
And all of a sudden there's
catch
like a
your ear.
little bit that catches your ear. And that one little phrase, that one little saying, that one little passage just changes your entire mindset. Right. And that's all we're trying to do. Like, we don't know which point of contact is going to pique their interest. Is it the tax savings? Is it the this? Is it the that? Is it the way that we structure to get more paid over time? We'll try different routes, but at the end of the day, like, we're trying to focus on their problem first and figuring out how we can help them. So, and then again, the shit's different, period. Right? I don't care what market that you're in. Whenever there's a string of houses, we have one in Maricopa. We have it for sale. The house next door is for sale, and the house right next door to that is for sale. That did not happen last year. One house goes up for sale, it sells, right? But what happens when you have 3 houses right beside each other? The one across the street is for sale, and 4 other in the same subdivision are for sale. Guess what?
They ain't gonna be able to.
And there's not a bunch of buyers.
Right.
There is a ton of competition. So how are you as an agent going to be able to get your client what they need? Right? You're not going to be able to be like, "Oh, we're going to beat the rest of our competition by our 200-point marketing plan." No, that is not real. That is not. And most real agents that are producers know that, right? So our job, our duty over the next couple years and hopefully on into the future, we're going to ride this thing out and, keep doing what we're doing. But our job and our duty is to help agents and other loan officers and other real estate professionals get through this by having more options for their clients.
When we say we want to help people,
for real.
we mean it.
For real.
Like,
Do you guys feel that way?
We're going to help everybody out. Everybody's about to eat.
Everybody's about to eat.
Including them, their clients. Everybody's going to be able to eat.
Yeah, it's almost dinner time too. So
I'm just, I'm fired up, dude.
I'm fired up.
Honestly, like, I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah. Honestly, and I think that kind of mentality, that energy helps the rest of the team too.
That's like, I came in, I was like, "Let's close some deals. Let's get these deals done." Everybody's like, whoa, bro. What's going on with you? I'm like, "Bro, me and Brandon,
we got to get a deal.
We got this deal. We got this other deal. Come on, we're looking good on this.
Brandon, we need more leads, bro.
We get looking good on this one." I said, "Hey, let's get on the call. Let's get on the meeting. Have a meeting." They're like, "Whoa, what is going on?" Okay, we've been having more.
Hey, you're like you were shot out of a cannon, and I've never seen you this excited. I think you even shook David a little bit.
David he texted Matt. He
Yeah.
said, "Terry, I've never seen Terry this fired up." He
Yeah.
said, "It's got me fired up."
Yeah.
We had a meeting this morning. Honestly, it's like we're a team. Let's act like it. Let's be like it. You know?
We're gonna have 2001 playing when you walk in the morning
With a little fog coming out. Little Pyrotechnics.
running out the tunnel. I love it. I love
Seriously,
it.
though.
Sand.
There you go. The
Sandstorm.
sandstorm. There we go.
But no, I'm excited. I feel like I'm finally, for the first time in 33 years, am sitting right and sitting good, and I'm ready to lay the hammer down.
Yeah, I love that. So at the end of the day, you're getting your repetitions in on this new role.
Better and better every day.
Better and better. Who here needs to get better and better every single day? Right? If you're limited on time, that's not an excuse. If you have 1 hour to spend on a day-to-day basis, it is still your duty and obligation to be like, you know what? If I'm going to ever make this real estate thing work, there's 3 different levers, right? There's 3 different levers in any sort of business. You have time, you have money, and you have relationships. So you have to figure out what you have more of. Do you have more money than you do time? Do you not have any money and you don't have any time? Maybe you need to get another job. But if you don't have any money, you don't have any time, that's where you have to go find these relationships, right? That's where you have to pull that lever. I mean, right here, Brandon has no time because he works full time. The time that he does get to spend, he gets to maybe make 10, 15 calls.
But they're great.
Right?
calls.
But they're
He's-
great
he's making it
calls.
happen.
But you have to use the time that you have. Like if you guys like, I suck at time management, Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of focused time. Figure out, okay, this is my hour. For this hour, I'm focusing on getting as many conversations as I can. I'm starting the timer. I'm putting my phone on airplane mode or whatever you need to do, and you start dialing. At the 25-minute mark, you take a 5-minute break, and then you get right back to it for another 25-minute sprint. I guarantee you're going to get so many more conversations in that hour than maybe you ever have before. So you have to use the relationships. You have to use the time that you have to make the most of it. But what Brandon had was that he came into the community. He came in value first. He's like, look, guys, I got leads. I'm totally cool with splitting them. I'm totally cool with doing whatever, but I know I'm not going to get closer to getting a deal until I see how this whole thing goes. Right. So he pulled the lever of
Big dog.
relationships and was like, I'm going to work with somebody.
And then somehow I fell out.
Yeah.
Matt was like, hey, you checking this, because that was when I was still doing a lot of comping and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you checking Discord? And then lo and behold,
There you
I
go.
found my buddy Brandon here, and it's been a great partnership. And that's what I'm saying. You guys tag us in Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We can build a great partnership. We can do deals. And then we can JV them with you guys. We can do whatever. I can talk to whoever you want me to talk to. And guess what? You'll be on the phone listening. And then you can go out and do your own thing.
Like once you learn the skill, like you can go have an infinite return on that.
Right.
For
sure.
Like Brandon, what you're learning how, how to close your own leads. Once you got it, you got it forever. You're not going to forget it. You're not just all of a sudden just going to totally forget the skills that you learned, right? Something no one can ever take away from you. Right. So I think that's probably one of the more valuable parts.
Yeah,
but
that's
again,
like priceless. You can't even put a number on that
Mhm.
to learn those
Yeah.
skills.
yeah, you can't because it pays you for the rest of your life. So that's why we call the real estate circle connections and collaborations. Because we can collaborate, we can do JVs, we can do all that stuff. That's important. And that's the reason why we did our first inaugural event, which was awesome. Thank you everyone who made it out. I reserved 30 spots, but I think
There
we
were
ended up,
more people.
I think we had like 48 to 50 people show up.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So shout out to
Yo,
everybody.
the spread was dope. The food was fire. Like the location was sick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. We had a good time.
And got some cards, talked to people, met a lot of people.
Yeah.
Established. That was honestly, I think that was one of the things that got me fired up.
Yeah.
I was like, I might stand out, but I kind of mingle with these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that was fun.
Yeah.
Me and him had a couple conversations with some people.
Yeah.
Aggravated.
It's always interesting to see like what makes people tick, and what like really interests people. There's so many people there that were like, they're doing multifamily. Some people are like, I've never done a deal before. Some people are like, I just have money.
Rent Albatross or whatever.
Yeah.
all kinds of
Airbnb,
stuff,
like,
Airbnb stuff.
yeah. So they're all different walks of life. People that just love real estate. And that's why I say like, I can talk about this stuff all day. So it only makes sense to start building relationships with agents because it's just naturally what we like to do. And you can make a ton of money doing
And
it.
shout out to you guys, to y'all 15, how many ever people's watching live.
Woo!
Y'all are in on this ground floor. So when this rocket ship just shoots up to the moon, y'all are there too for it. So it's going to be great. Everybody's coming.
We should all be doing deals.
Yep.
And I don't care if you do. I don't care if you do deals with us. I want you to do deals with each other. Like if you connect with somebody who is literally, again, the connection part of the real estate circle outside of like our events and stuff is for you guys to work with each other, because there's somebody that knows something that you don't, that is keeping you from getting to the next level. There's somebody out there that your test is
You
there.
might not have the key.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
And they can show you how to do it.
Yeah, there's
They'll give you the
somebody. I
key.
promise you guys, there's someone in the group right now that your test is their testimony. They've already made it through. They've already went through that test, and they've already got the end result. So they know what you need to know to get through it. So like you don't need. People are not going to just answer you, like going to fix your problems for you. They're going to answer the questions before you ask. You just have to be willing to ask the questions, right? Great leaders ask great questions. And maybe the reason why you're not getting what you want out of your life right now, out of your business, is because the quality of the questions you're asking yourself, right? That's literally all it is. So with all this, I say it all because it's time for our Freak of the Week segment. We got a handoff. Free. We got to hand off the Freak of the Week. If you guys are your first time here, we actually have a necklace that we hand out. It's shout out Etsy for hooking us up, but it's our turnover chain. We hand this out to our Freak of the Week. Basically, this is voted not by myself, but by the rest of the team, who we feel like is the highest performer on the team of the week. And I will say, I have my own vote, but I'm open to Roger, Joe. What do you guys think? Come on, what you think? What you think,
We don't
Raj?
even have to vote. We already know.
Come on, what you think,
We
Raj?
already know.
You know,
Come on.
Joe, go.
Man, I'm gonna just say right here, Terry, you are definitely the freak of this week, man. Seriously, you stepped up big time, and it was
Dang,
dude,
boy.
seriously the amount of time you put in this week, and like seriously just kind of grabbing it and running, like man, like absolute animal. Seriously,
Yeah,
like a no brainer.
Roger.
yeah, man. We got some crazy news on Monday, and I think that was a huge opportunity for you, and you kind of taking it by the horns and
Trying to make it happen.
you're a rainmaker, man. So you ready?
You're a rainmaker, bruh.
Y'all boys too.
Yeah, I think the 13-hour live last week was awesome and kind of rejuvenated some of the stuff we needed within the team.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of bled over into this week. And then, of course, we got some changes that were going on Monday, led to our collaboration event on Wednesday.
It all
And like, honestly, man, this is just the beginning. Like we're going to be counting on you a lot.
Dude, I'm ready.
So the weight is serious, but I know that you're capable. And this is like one of the neatest things for me to be able to do this with my brother. This is really, really, really interesting, So I'm just excited to see.
It would have thunk.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
You know,
But bro,
like,
if you don't submit your end of shift reports, you're fired. But I'm super excited.
I did mine yesterday this morning.
Yeah.
So,
So-
I'll make sure I do it today.
Yes.
But no, honestly, hey, I appreciate it, guys, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But honestly, like, it's just been, our relationship growing up, Matt, has always been, I wouldn't say rocky, but definitely, I'm the older brother, and we're closest out of all our brothers. We're the closest age,
Mhm.
and we were around each other the most growing up, and we're super competitive people. So that always was a part of it.
Yep.
And then you thought that I was going to go off and do my thing with the restaurants, and I knew that Matt was going to go do his own thing with what I thought it was going to be training and real estate or whatever at the time. So it's weird and it's awesome, but I know what y'all are entrusting me to do, and I'm going to make sure it happens. So
Let's
I'm
go.
I'm not going to let anybody down. That's for sure.
Come on, man. So I think we're on to something great, and I'm excited to see where we continue to grow. Even with this crazy market, there's enough for everybody, and I want to see everyone in our communities win. I want to see everyone on YouTube winning. I want you guys to ask questions. I want you to come in and bring some value. It's like that's the name of the game. Maybe the reason why you're not stepping up, or maybe the reason why you're not growing in your life, is because the level of value you're bringing to the table does not equate to the life that you want to live yet. Right? So come
You
in.
can always change up, man.
Yeah, you can always change it up.
Literally. Like I remember, 4 or 5 years ago, your boy's running a kitchen in downtown 5 Points in Columbia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
something completely different than here we are today.
Yep.
So don't ever think it's too late to change whatever you got going on in your life.
Right.
For sure.
And don't be afraid to be vulnerable. I think a lot of times, especially in business opportunity and real estate, people always feel like they got to flex on each other and not, you know what I'm saying? It's not,
No, yeah,
you
for
feel
sure.
like you never get the answers to the questions you need because there's so much pride involved.
Sometimes I feel like I'm a little too vulnerable to people.
Bro,
Like I said, Roger at the first round was sitting around the bonfire and the
oh yeah, Terry has no problem telling personal stories.
no,
that's for
your
sure.
boy can tell some stories. Now you know that. I'll tell you
I'm
whatever
like, let's
happened.
get
in my
back
life
on
forever.
track here. Yeah.
Yeah. So
for
if
sure.
Roger's just sitting over there shaking his head like, what in the hell did I get myself into? He's like,
yeah, like
y'all boys wild.
Like even today at the event, everybody's kind of talking about what they want to get out of the event, and then one lady stood up and she started like, what are the 5 things you want to take away? And she couldn't even get the first couple words out because like she started crying.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I was in, military for 33 years and everybody always knew they can come to me to fix problems. And I was always going to do it. And I was aggressive. And I was like, she's like, maybe aggressive is not the right word, but she was trying to get through it. And she's like, and I'm just so not in that place right now in real estate. And I need help to get to that place. I don't know what I don't know. And I need help to get to the next level. And because she did that and because she was vulnerable, everybody in the room was like, I want to help you. Please, what can I help you? Can I be your accountability buddy? Can I help you? And it's like so crazy, but she was the only one who did that. But who do you think is going to get more value out of that event now?
Being real.
Yeah.
Just be real.
Yeah. She's going to get so much out of this event simply because she was willing to be like, you know what? I don't know what I don't know. And I promise you guys, like, if you can be the dumbest person in the conversation, you can be the one and act like you don't know it all. You're going to take the most out of it because you're going to be able to listen while everybody else talks. And you do that on these calls when you talk to agents. You got to kind of act like a dummy sometimes.
You got to,
yeah.
You don't, I mean, you don't want to make them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. You don't want to be like, I know all this
There's
stuff
no flexing
and you're
going
dumb for
on.
not knowing.
There's none of that. It's just being real.
Big facts. Big facts. So a lot of good stuff to come. This was a heady episode, but a lot of good stuff.
Seriously though, sky's the limit with everybody involved in real estate. You listen, you ask questions. If you'll get your help, you'll figure it out, dude. I didn't have any freaking clue. You wouldn't imagine when you started, you were just knocking on doors, figuring it out.
I didn't have anybody.
That's what I'm saying. But everybody, that's the great part about this this community and everything we're doing over here is you reach out.
Yeah.
We're all trying to succeed in life.
Yeah.
We're all trying to make it, and we're going to make it together.
Literally, this did not exist. There was no Sub 2. There was no Creative Finance Facebook group. There was no any of this. It was just me and my virtual assistants, right? When I started growing, and it was basically just me and Daryl. But now there's just so many resources where it's almost unreasonable for you guys not to do something with it. It's almost unreasonable to not be successful with this. So I'm excited to see where it goes, guys. Like this Freaky Friday podcast, who knows where we're going to go with this. But at the end of the day, it's like our goal is to make it to where you guys see that we're real people. We're not holding anything back. We share with you real stories that's happening in our real estate business live. You can see when we've had some challenges. We talk about those challenges here openly and honestly, but then hopefully share some good things that we're learning along the way as we document this process with you guys. So hopefully you get value from this. If you guys do get value, as always, please like the video, share it with one person. We're going to start hitting a consistent schedule with all of our lives next week. Freaky Friday podcast will be every Friday at 4 p.m. So you can count on that. That's 4 p.m. Mountain time, which I believe that's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it'll be like that every single week. So you don't want to miss it. We're going to start throwing in some really interesting things. I'm documenting some of the stuff we're doing with agents, as well as some sales training I'm going to start doing on Sundays. So guys, if you're plugged in, there's a difference of being plugged in and turned on. Like I want you guys to be in on what we're doing, tapped in what we're doing, because I promise you, you can probably just follow the stuff that we're doing over the next 6 to 12 months and you're going to make ridiculous money. Right. But at the same time, you have value to bring, right? Your knowledge, the things that you're doing, the things that you're experiencing is going to help someone else. So don't ever feel like you don't have any value. Don't ever feel like you don't have nothing to share. There's someone right now that would love to have the problems that you have. I promise you that.
We believe in you guys.
We believe. So let's do some final thoughts. Terry, give me some final thoughts.
Yeah, dude. What a wild week. Got a lot of stuff so close to the finish line here. Next week's going to be a crazy week. Looking forward to it this weekend. Hopefully we can get some stuff finalized. Yeah. But honestly, all of that aside, like contract signed and numbers and deals and all that, it's just been great. It feels good to have somebody believe in you. I mean, everybody needs that. and it's been great. And I've been enjoying the role that I've now been handed. So
Let's go. Let's go. Joe, what about you, brother?
Yeah, I really think we're working as a team and really kind of not just putting people in random places, but we figured out, okay, this is what you're good at. This is what I'm good at. Like, how do we work together so we make this business good? I really think that's kind of what we need to provide for everybody, also with agents. And we know we talk about like, market shifting. A lot of agents are going to have to go get jobs, but also you have to think about it as opportunity. A lot of agents are going to be dropping out of the marketplace. That's more opportunity for you to work with people. I really just see like this market as just a huge opportunity, whether you're an investor, agent, lender, whoever it is. You have to take what you have and you have to find the good out of it and go make some money. Go get your crumb. Go get your crumb.
let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. And to that end, I think a lot of people are always, it's so interesting. We talk to a lot of folks and they're always afraid to like, what does it look like to build a team? I've never built a team. How do I outsource properly? How do I bring on a sales team? It's like at the end of the day, you have to bring in good people. No one brought in, you were a good person just because you're a good person. Joe, you're a good person just because you're a good person. No one made you that way. Right. And I think to that end, it's like you have to trust people that you work with, that they can make their own decisions. I don't have to be the end all be all for decisions. In fact, you guys make hundreds of decisions without me being involved every single day because you guys take this business as serious as I do. Right? Maybe even more serious. I don't know. Y'all take like this opportunity here that's in front of you guys, like you make it your own. And that's why it's so freaking special. So if you're wondering like what does it take to build your business and to build that sort of culture, is you have to start thinking bigger. So hopefully you guys are in the groups, you're connecting, you're being a part of the stuff we're doing. If you're watching here today, we always take that very serious. We don't take it lightly. We appreciate you guys. It's Friday. It's Veterans Day. Hope you guys had a great day. And I hope you have a great weekend. If you need anything, please plug into the Facebook group. I believe the link is in the description. I can't see it here. But if you don't have it, I'll put it in the description. Join the Facebook group. Be a part of the stuff that we're doing. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You're going to do more business than you've ever done in your entire life over the next 6 months if you do it right. Guys, we're super excited. Thank you so much for watching, being a part of this episode of the podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye.